Miss Cass, if I can add,
Yes.
to all our participants in the Philippines, I know softwares are expensive. If you torrent, usually
Up to you which one is more comfortable on your part to use it in the classroom. So there's so many, and don't try to ask. You have resources. You can ask Mr. Jojo, Cherubi, all of us. We're here to help. We're like a blessing to other people. So that's how we help each other. Send us an email, communicate with us, and we're always here to help. Okay, so with that, this one, I haven't used this in the classroom, but I found this one very, very interesting, especially special ed students. Let me start with you a little bit. This is an interactive notebook. So there's so many things that you can do in this notebook. So, as a teacher, we always have our learning goal. In the classroom, we always write that in the board. We are going to learn the 4 processing points of the interactive notebook. So this is one of the example of the review of the interactive notebook. Take note of the EL. So we have our students here that doesn't really speak English. So we teach them with different vocabulary, pictures, and everything. So this is very helpful to them. So interactive notebook is very useful for kernel notes. This is very effective tool also. So the kids can just write down the assignments and they can annotate important information in that particular assignment. Okay, so like for example, this one right here. So this particular assignment, you ask the student to highlight a phrase or that gave the main idea of this particular article. So this is just one of the example of how this interactive notebook is efficient tool if you want to use this in the classroom. I love to do like one of the best pedagogy that I adopted in the classroom is the direct model or direct teaching, where I teach and then my students will follow and then we work together. So it's just like I do, you do, and then we do. I'm going to show you how this interface works. You will log in using your Microsoft Office account. When you log in to the Microsoft Office account, you can see all this application. You're going to click that. When you log in to your Office 365 account, this is what you're going to say. You see the waffle and everything. This is where you're going to see all the application in the Microsoft Office. Now we're going to have the class notebook. So when you open the class notebook, this is what you're going to see. Create a notebook, add or remove your students, remove a teacher or add a teacher that you collaborate with, and then this is how you manage your notebook. So today we're going to create our notebook. So we click this one. First, you just have to follow the steps. So these are the steps so the first one is you're going to add a name of your notebook. So whatever preference you're going to use, if either you're teaching high school, you want to use by period, or if you want to do it by subject. So it depends on your preference, okay? So like for example, I will just use this one as Miss Selloria's fall class. So we did that one. So that's the first step. So we named our class and then we click the next. So when you click the next one, this is what you're going to see. So in your notebook, you will see there's a collaboration space. On that particular space, teacher can edit the content and also the student. So this is where you are going to give, like for example, a group work. So this is where you're going to do in the collaboration space. The content library is your file cabinet. This is where you're going to store all your resources, your lessons, everything. It's gonna be in your file cabinet. So only the teacher can edit the content. The student cannot do anything. The student can only view the content, but the teacher can remove, delete, or content that you put on your content library. And then there's also a teacher section only, but it's just for our own personal use maybe. And then the student notebook. So the student notebook where the students can see all the assignments, and also the students can work on the assignments that is given to them. So students can only see their notebook. They cannot see other students' notebook. Okay? Right. So that's number 2. Number 3, so this is where you add a teacher. So the teacher can access that particular notebook and also can add more materials to the content library for the students' assignment. So now, the 4th step is adding the student's name. So the way we have here, our students have their district account. So either we use their district email ID or their name. For example, for our student, when I type the name here, you see it populates already, so I can just add that because this is one of my students. So I'm not sure how your school district is doing this. I believe Microsoft Office is giving a lot of discount right now for school districts, especially at this very unprecedented time. So maybe the school district will take advantage in that one. So after you put all the names of the students here, then you click next. Once you've put your student's name on this one right here, these are like the default section. You can add or delete this one. If you don't like this one, if you want to rename this, you can do that. Like, for example, you don't want the handouts, and you can see just delete and add whatever section you want to put in your notebook. So only if you add some more, just click the add section, and then you can add more section to your notebook. Okay. Right. Then we click next. So this is how our notebook will look like, right? So you see that's the title of the notebook that we put. And then you can see all this, the collaboration space, the content library, the teachers, our private section, and then the student's notebook. You can see I added the name of my student, so you can see the student's name right here. So this is teacher's view. And this is how it looks on the student's view. So on the student's view, the kids can see the collaborative space, and they can also see the content library. And then you can see what are the different tabs of your notebook. So you have your resources, for example, you have your class notes, for example, you have your homework or whatever that you put in there. So if you're happy with that, okay, we go create our notebook. So you click create. Once you create your notebook, you will see all of your notebook. Mrs. Selloria's fall class is ready for you. So this is one thing that you should remember. This one is like open in OneNote. No, you're not going to do that, okay? You are going to click this open in OneNote online. Why? It's because you can access it anywhere as long as you have internet connection. So that's the beauty of this one. So instead of bringing those stacks of papers to correct, you just have your laptop or your iPad, and then here you can just go check your students' work, right? Isn't that beautiful? So super handy, right? So that's one thing. So I would suggest that you're going to add the you pin the OneNote on your computer or on your iPad so that you don't have to log in and go through that long process. You just click that application, okay? So just remember that. This is one of the points that you have to remember. You open it online so you can access it. This is how it look when we open the notebook. On this part right here, you can work as a collaboration space on the first day of school. You want the students to just have like a quick activity. What will be your 3 expectation for this school year? So the kids can write something in here. This one thing that you have to remember, always put the title and the date on your activity. So like, for example, this one, today is July 23rd, 2020. Welcome 2020. The students can do so much in this particular, do things like they can draw here. Look at this one on the bottom where it says page. You click that one if you're going to add another page on this particular section. This one, if you add another section also on this part right here, you just have to click plus sign with the section, and then you create another section if you want to. But for the page, this is where if you're going to give another activity, just click on that particular page, and then it will give you a new page. And then always put the date and title of your activity. Okay? The kids can draw. They can write something in here. They can do highlight if you want them to do something like highlight a particular word. And then also they can insert many things. Insert stickers. All this good stuff right here. That's why it's very interactive, because kids can do so much on this one right here. So fun activity, especially for the little one, okay? And especially for my special ed kids too, because they're big, but their mind is like 5-7 years old. Some of the things that you can do on your page. And then when you go to your class notebook, this is where you find your assignment. But before that, I'm going to show you how you can insert many things. As one of our learning objective, we can insert media, we can insert audio and video files, so we can do that. So all you have to do, for example, we're going to insert a link. So if you have a link, for example, a science project that you find in YouTube, and you want to insert that in here, you can do that. So all you have to do is like go to YouTube and then find that file in YouTube. So like science experiments for the kids. Okay, because I just want to show you how to that particular video. And then you copy that, right click, and you say copy. And then you go back to media. So this is how we insert media, right? Always have the title, science, attach that video instead of your students scrambling going to another site. So all the assignments you just put there in that particular page of your notebook. Another activity also that you can do is you can upload file from your computer. So if you save your lesson plan, your syllabus and all that, and you want to upload that on your notebook, so all you have to do is just click the page, and then you put the title, and then you just have to click insert again, and then you see the word file. So you click on that one, and then where is that file? So granting that you have that one in your computer, save that in your computer, and then all you have to do is just click the particular file, and then you open up, and then you put insert, and then there you go. It's already inserted on your particular page. Okay, the same thing with the Microsoft Office, because this is one of the application of the Microsoft Office, so everything easy for you to use in the classroom. Okay, for the math teacher also, for those who are teaching math, this is also a very good see, then you can work on different problems. You can write the equation and all that stuff. So it's more easy for the math teacher if they're using the interactive notebook, and the students can also solve the problem using their iPad, and they can write in here also. So this is one of the tools that very beneficial for math teachers as well. Another thing that I'm going to show you is like audio. So this particular thing is like for students, like my students, they're very, you need to give them like a specific direction on that particular assignment. So what you can do is like you can record if you're giving this particular assignment, and then you can just record what's the direction you're giving to that particular group of students. So you see that audio, you click on that one, and then you will record. So you see this processing right now, so it's recording what I'm talking. And then once you finish with that particular direction, for example, you just click stop, and then it processes that particular recording that you just record and give it to the student. So when you play, so this particular thing is like for students, like my students, they're very So you see that one. So you can give instructions. So if there's like a particular topic that you want to read, especially for kids that are like my students that doesn't know how to read. So if there's like a short passage, I can read that passage. So I attach the file and then I read and the students can follow along. So is that really cool, right? So very, very, very cool. So this is one of the tool that I found on this one, which is really interactive and fun. Okay, so another one is when you look at this one right here, it says view. This one particular application is very effective for me, for our students who doesn't know how to read. So this one, it will read for our student. Hold on, let me see. It may open something that has wordings on it. Okay, so like this one, and then I click on Immersive Reader. So it will read for the class. I don't know why it's not. And then you see that one, there's picture that goes with that particular word. So hey, it's very, very helpful to me. I find this very helpful for my special needs kids as well. So one of the tools that this interactive notebook is very beneficial to me is the immersive reader, because most of our kids, they're struggling reading. They can just follow along. So same thing, if you have like this particular article for lower grades, you can use that one and you can hit immersive reader and teach your kids how to use that immersive reader. So that's one of the coolest thing I found, this interactive notebook tool, which is really cool. All right, so now we're talking about giving and how do we distribute this particular assignment to our student. So okay, so this assignment, for example, okay, I'm ready to give this assignment to my students. So how do I do that? So remember, going to your class notebook, you click that. This is very important. So class notebook, this is where you're going to say, distribute this particular page or this particular assignment. So if you click that, if you click that drop down arrow, you will see distribute page. You can do that individually, or you can do that in a particular group of students, or cross-section or particular group of students. So it's up to you. Like for example, this assignment, I only give this to group of kids. So you can do that. So when you decide to do this distribute page individually, so that means when you click that, so you can see, after you click that, you will see all your students in this area right here. Okay, so then you click each name, you select each name of the students that you want to assign with this particular assignment, and then you click next. And then which of this section would this assignment belong to? So like for example, you would say, okay, I'm gonna put this in homework. So you click on that and then you click distribute. All right, so after you click that, this is what you're gonna say. So it says it's distributed to one student in what particular section of your notebook, in a homework section, and then you'll see it's done. So that's how you distribute your assignment to your students. And then the last session, it says that the students, once you distributed it to your, in the assignments, once you distributed it to your students, it will be locked. So you cannot, the students cannot do anything with that one. Once you cannot do anything once you distribute that to your students, that particular assignment. Okay, so that's how we do that, distribute page to our students. And also in this particular section, this is going to manage your notebook. It will go back to your class notebook, and this is when you finish your collaboration space and you don't want any more students to add some more on the work that they already put in there. So all you have to do is lock that one. So that means you lock that assignment. Okay, so the students cannot do anything with the assignments that they already completed, because you locked that, so they cannot edit or do anything on that one. Okay, and also This is also the link where you can find the link where you can send to the parents. So the parents will know the particular assignments that you're giving to the student. Okay, so this is where you're going to see the link that you're going to send to your parents. These are just one of the tools that given to you. If you think that you're comfortable using this one, for me, I took time to sit down and just kind of explore. With that said, all the steps that I have talked about on the process, I have that one on my PowerPoint, and then I'm going to share that in the Google Classroom so that you can follow if you think I'm too fast or whatever, you didn't really understand. So I have the step-by-step process on how you create your interactive notebook. So with that, I'm going to leave you with this quote. Thank you for your time. Hope that I was able to give you some good insights on how this interactive notebook is beneficial for our class. And if you feel like, if you need more help, I'm always here. You can send me a message or you can Facebook me, it's easy. So anything that I can help, I'm always here. Thank you.
That was a robust presentation of information. Great. And I'm
Oh, see, that's right. So hopefully Cebu district province will do the same thing also. I believe they're working on it too. So ask your school district, talk to your supervisor that, Microsoft Office is really good. So there's so many beautiful apps that you can use in the classroom.